Bienvenidos al segundo día del Summit 2022 de NOX. Estamos transmitiendo en vivo desde Cancabal. Y para empezar la primera actividad del día, quiero que le recibamos con un fuerte aplauso a Vickysoul. Los dejamos con ella. Muchísimas gracias y bienvenidos.
Thank you very much. And it is a big pleasure for me to be here today to speak at this beautiful summit with all these fantastic soul. We're all a big soul family. And today, what I'm going to do is talk a little bit about my story of how I started the Vickysoul Academy. And the topic is the evolution of consciousness. So again, my name is Vickysoul, and I also go by the name as Vickysoul. I am a singer and a songwriter, a producer, and I have a bachelor and a master's degree in music and music production. So that's my background. And it all started, the Vickysoul Academy, the idea behind the Vickysoul Academy started in Portugal in 2018 in February. And I was there visiting my father and my mother, and it was my father's birthday. Me and my dad, we like to think that we solve all the problems in the world when we go for a walk on the beach. You know, that's, you have a good chat and you talk about everything. And when I came back, I felt so energized from the ocean and from the sea, and we decided to go back to have like a little nap. So my father and my mother went to their room and I went to mine, and I had a very intense, deep meditation. And in the meditation, suddenly something just told me, you are going to start an academy. And I thought, an academy? In what? I don't know what, where's this coming from? I'm going to start. And it kept coming. You're starting an academy. You're starting an academy. And I started thinking, actually, that's actually a good idea. Why don't I start an academy? Like, I have lots of knowledge in different, areas of music, of vibration, of frequency. And I'm on this beautiful journey studying consciousness and the ascension that we're currently in, the big grand awakening that started. The Mayans predicted the end of the old earth, the beginning of the new earth, right, in 2012. So we're in this very, very pivot and a very interesting point in our evolution right now, in our human evolution. So that afternoon, when we went to dinner, I said, Mom and Dad, I'm starting an academy. And they said, great, what kind of academy? And I said, I have no idea. I have no idea. I just know I'm starting an academy. Okay, is it going to be in music? I don't know. Well, what are you going to teach? I don't know. Well, who's going to teach? I don't know, I'll find them. And that is when I understood it's about listening to the signals and the synchronizations from the universe and having faith. Now, if you look up the word faith, it actually means trusting the unknown. It's a very different vibration from hope. You can hope for this and you can hope for that and you can hope for this, you can hope forever. But if you have faith, that is a completely different energy and a vibration. That means that you're leaping forward for something, but you don't exactly know what it is. So this is what happened. So I came back from my trip in Portugal, and I thought to myself, right, I'm starting an academy. What do you need to do when you start an academy? Do you go on Google like everyone does? And just like my grandmother always used to say, ask Google, she knows everything. She used to say. I said, all right, let's Google. How do I start an academy? I didn't know where really to go. And I thought, doesn't matter. It's okay. It's okay. It came to me in a meditation. I have to trust. And I will find people. I will see signs. And I just need to leap forward. And this is going to be great. But the first thing I thought was a good idea, because we're still kind of in this reality, in this dimension, and we need to actually get things down on paper, right? So a business plan is a great way to start, okay? So I got myself a life coach. And so this beautiful life coach, her name is Tammy. She runs a fantastic company in England called Go to Yellow. and she has this success program. So I started this success program with 6 other women, powerful entrepreneurial women that all wanted to start different businesses. And I remember the first Zoom call. Hi, my name is Victoria. I'm starting an academy. And then the first question is, what's the academy? I don't know. And I thought to myself, right, I need to come up with a name. Okay, the Vickysoul Academy, right? Let's just start there. And actually that day at the beach, when I came back, I made the logo already. I just thought, that's a good idea for you to visualize. You start making something, it's in reality, right? It's physical reality if you make something. It's kind of digital reality, but at the same time, you're looking at it and it's physical, okay? So if I can have the next slide, please. So I got like, right, I have a logo, I've got a life coach, I've got a name, what is it? And I thought, well, if it's education, it needs to be holistic education. Because in this world right now, we are very bound to academia. And what about the whole? What about the mind, the body, and the soul? Well, the mind we're training in very fantastic programs all over the world in different organizations, in different universities. I had the pleasure to study in 2 different universities, one in Norway, a few that I did in New York, and I did my master's in Wales, in England. So I was a part of the educational system, and there was a lot of fault that I found. You know, I found this immense pressure and stress as a student, okay, you know, and they had like this little segment in the corner that said, oh, we do have mindfulness at the academy that you can go, like, you know, mindfulness, I think that's great, but this should be a part of the program. You know, whatever you're studying, if you're studying to be an architect, if you're studying to be a therapist or a nurse, you know, these are the aspects of life, is the whole, okay, you know? So, holistic education. So now when people ask me, what is your academy? It's holistic education. I know this now, okay? Holistic education. So during the program with my life coach, we had setting up the different segments in a business plan. And as most of you know here, you run your own companies, you've probably done more than one business plan, right? And you understand the different segments. It's good to have a plan going forward. And it's very important to have a mission statement. Okay, mission statement. So my life coach was, Tammy said, Victoria, what is your mission statement? I was like, I don't know. It's holistic education. She's like, no, that's what you're doing at the academy, but what is your mission statement? What are you here to do? I thought, right, what am I here to do then? Okay, so I need to find out. So during a lot of the esoteric studies that I was doing, I was looking into numerology, sacred geometry. I believe that numbers are the architects of the universe. Okay, everything is built in numbers. It's like, okay, then my logo, suddenly I realized, oh, look, my logo is actually tetrahedron. We got a pyramid in there. We have sacred geometry. Why did that come to me? I just made that logo. I didn't even know why. Okay, I trusted. I had faith. So I was like, okay, what is going on in the world right now is raising our consciousness in all levels, in society, in our governments, in all world affairs. There's a lift in our consciousness. Things are changing for the better. Look at this beautiful hacienda, the way that this has been built, the way that we're thinking, the way that we're changing our habits, the way that we're choosing more healthy options in our minds, in our nutrition, in our foods, in our bodies, in our thoughts. Okay, so I'm like, right, Tammy, I am teaching something in consciousness. She's like, okay, that's good, you know. And I sat down and I was like, right, let's put on some binaural beats. And I thought to myself, right, binaural beats, high frequencies of 369, frequencies of 932, high vibrational frequencies. Do you see how this presentation now has shifted a little bit from having this in the background? So I was like, okay, I'm doing holistic education at the Vickysoul Academy, teaching consciousness in energy, frequency, and vibration. Great. Now I'm on a roll. Know what I'm doing, okay? A little bit, anyway. 64% or maybe 70 on good days. But so I sat down and I thought, mission statement, inspiring and igniting the shift in human consciousness. And that's what the Academy is based upon. So then I started my journey working more towards what is the consciousness? What is going on with the consciousness? What are we doing right now? Where is this evolution? What is this race? Where does it come from? What are we waking up to? I started to study the laws of the universe. I already had meditation. I already had my knowledge in sacred geometry, in numbers, constellations. I was looking at astrology, super powerful. Why are we not in our society planning events and planning world, massive, important events in the cycles of the moon, right? Everyone knows that when it's a full moon, people go a bit crazy. They're like, I don't know what's going on with my neighbor, but she's a bit crazy right now. Like, let's just leave her. This happens, okay? And then people go like, oh, it's a full moon. Oh, it's a full moon. And then we don't really think about it. It's the full moon. Don't speak to your neighbor right now. She gets a bit crazy on full moon, right? Okay. I said yesterday in my crystal meditation, I said that it's just been a new moon. The new moon is about new projects. It's the end of an old cycle. Okay, it's the start of something new. It's also in Sagittarius. Sagittarius represents courage, represents taking risks. It represents a powerful energy of renewal. Okay. Yesterday, personally, I just moved from my old house. I haven't even been to my new house yet because I had to come here, guys. That was a big shift for me personally, and it was the perfect timing. The perfect timing. So why in society are we not planning these things? Okay, it's the law of the universe. It's the law of one. If you've heard about the law of one, okay, there's like energies that are attracting. Now that we have the new moon, it's the perfect new beginning for everything. Perfect beginning for abundance. So I started at the Vickysoul Academy. I started doing meditations on new moon, on full moon. On new moons, I started making abundance checks. This is raising our consciousness. What is my mission statement? Igniting and inspiring the shift in human consciousness. That was very important for me to make that mission statement, because at any point when I was working to set up my business and I was like, what am I doing? I was like, I'm inspiring and igniting the shift in humanness. Okay, so if you go 2 back, please. So back to the laws. Okay, laws of the universe. Law of one. We have the law of frequency and vibration. The law of vibration. There's a very good book called the Kybalion that you can read. Yes, read a good book. I love the chapter about frequency. When you start understanding that frequency and vibration is a part of everything, there's a lot of things that start fitting. Okay? The law of karma, the cause and effect. Okay? That's what karma is, nothing more. You have decisions and options all the time. What am I having for breakfast? All the time. You're having a healthy breakfast, you know what's going to happen with your body. You're going to feel energized. You're going to feel. If you have something kind of dirty for breakfast, you're going to be tired. You're going to feel the sugar. You might have had pleasure that 10 minutes when you had your breakfast, but you know that's not karma, but that is cause and effect, okay? And this is with big decisions in our life. When we make big decisions, okay, it's the karmic pattern. It's the cause that has an effect. Human design. So then I started thinking, okay, right, Now I'm on a roll. I'm inspiring and igniting the shift in human consciousness. And guess what? Human design is very important to understand. So we all know about astrology, our star signs, our moon sign, our sun sign, our ascendant. Very interesting. When you have colleagues or friends and you know their star sign, you're like, it's a typical Leo. Me, I'm a Leo in moon. That's why I'm standing up and courageous. Like, I'm a bit of a lion. I can come and speak. It doesn't intimidate me. And really, my Cancer sign gives me that kind of like homey feeling, and it tells me that I'm able to take care of people and care for people and nurture people. Two aspects. But then I found human design. Human design is connected and put together by Chinese medicine, astrology, qi, all of these different systems into one system. And when you find out your human design type, there's 4 different archetypes, then you can read people and communicate with people so easily and effortlessly. So you guys sitting here right now, when you're working together, for you to communicate and understand the other person, find out your human design and read about it, because then you know. Me, I'm a manifesting projector. It means I can do many projects at the same time. I can deal with quick tempo. Okay, I can do this and I can do that. I'm running 4 or 5 projects. For other people, that seems completely overwhelming. Okay, for someone that's a projector, they like getting the information from someone and they like just, okay, this is what I'm going to do, and they do it, and they do it really well. But if you overwhelm them with 3 or 4 things, they might get nothing done. And they just get confused and they're like, why is this person giving me so much responsibility? I can't, you know? And if you know their human design type and how they work, you know how to communicate with them. And that means that we can all be more efficient. Very important. Who doesn't want to be efficient? Then I tapped into energy medicine. And I thought, okay, I love crystals and ancient civilizations, all kinds of holistic methods. I think it's fantastic. It's been around for millions of years. But what is new on the market now? What can we use now to enhance our consciousness and to shift our consciousness and help us in this world that is sometimes feeling like a bit chaotic? Okay. This beautiful little device is called Healy. This has a quantum sensor inside it, and it picks up everything in your energy field. It is programmed with 144,000 frequencies. I put this little fella on, and I can ask him to scan anything in my body, in my aura, in my emotional body. We have many different energy fields. Our energy fields go out the radius of 2 to 3 meters around us. That's why sometimes when you walk into a room or you meet someone and you feel uncomfortable, it's because there's something in that energy field of that doesn't match your frequency. And you can't explain it. You know, sometimes when you meet someone, you're like, not really sure if I like you that much. And then you're trying to be polite and thinking, why am I being judgmental? It's nothing to do about that. It's just pure energy. It's just this person has a different frequency and vibration in their energy field that doesn't match with you. Okay? So this little beautiful, I call him my doctor. People tell me, you live out in Mexico. Do you not have a GP? No, I have a shaman and a Healy. What if you break your arm? Well, then probably you have to go to the hospital and fix that, you know? But the thing is, in our body, our bodies are super smart. If we cut our fingers, we don't have to say, excuse me, guys, hello, cut my finger, I'm so sorry, but can you please just heal it? You know, we don't have to do anything automatically. Sometimes our vibrations and our energy fields are locked and blocked from emotions, from situations, from trauma, from people maybe not being nice to you, from not understanding, from maybe making the wrong decisions sometimes, but that's okay because we're here to have a human experience. Okay? But this little doctor, my little doctor, he goes in, he tells me, right, your throat chakra is at 87%, Your crown chakra is on 99. Yes. Your solar plexus is a little low. What does that mean? Maybe I'm a little insecure today. Maybe something's going on with the planetary alignment. You know, maybe there's like cycles that I'm going through. Maybe there's situations that's, you know, kind of affected me. Okay. But this is amazing. And if any of you guys would like to have a reading, you're welcome to come to me afterwards and I will give you a reading. And it helps with pain. It helps with doing, yeah, everything that entails your meridian system, detoxing, sports, and you can go. And sometimes, you know, it can't solve everything, but at least you can do a scan to understand what's going on. What's going on in my body? What's happening, you know? Maybe there's an internal organ system. Maybe your kidneys need like a detox, a little rinse. That happens, you know, it's very important for us humans to have detoxes once in a while. Okay. So now that I understood the laws of the universe and now I was getting into something, I was thinking, okay, what is the level of consciousness? Is there one more slide before this? Okay. So the levels of consciousness, it has a scale. High vibration and low vibration. Low vibration, the lowest vibration is guilt. Believe it or not. Even fear is higher than guilt. Guilt is the lowest vibration and it shoots out energies and frequency in your body that disharmonies everything. When you feel fear, suddenly your heart starts beating. Okay? You feel the adrenaline pumping, right? Fight and flight, if you've heard about that. This is a natural mechanism that's installed in our bodies for if anything happens around us. That's fear, okay? But the problem is that in modern society, we get fear from so many things that are not really fearful. Okay, get trapped into this sequence of fear and stress and fear and stress, and that way we're negatively affecting our bodies, our minds. Okay, the highest vibration is unconditional love. It's bliss. It's when the house is burning and you're sitting next to it and you're like, let it burn. I have insurance, hopefully. This is the thing. There's a big scale, there's a big jump from guilt, obviously, to unconditional love. Okay? If we can work and understand how to become in a balance around faith, you know, above forgiveness. Forgiveness is quite low down, actually. Yeah? Love is here. Forgiveness is on its way up. Forgiveness is important, obviously. The thing is that forgiveness and love is two different things. If you love, you don't need to forgive because you've already automatically forgiven that person for whatever that person has done, right? So love is the highest frequency, and how do we get there? Well, right now in the world, there is a huge shift. Every 26 million years, the earth is shifting, and right now, our human consciousness is evolving into the 5th dimension. We are currently in this reality, in this matrix, in the 3rd density, the 3rd dimension. Okay? The thing is, the evolution of consciousness is telling us that by understanding everything that I've been talking about and the vibrations and the laws and how we think, we can reprogram our minds. Many other people talk about this. Joe Dispenza, you've heard about him. Deepak Chopra. There's many ones even. You know, like there's many world leaders that are talking. What are they talking about? They're talking about the shift in consciousness. And we choose to create our own reality. Believe it or not, all of you sitting here right now, you're sitting here for this exact moment and purpose. For you to have this experience. You have made many decisions to be here today. You've made many sacrifices, maybe. You've had to say yes or no to many things. You've had to travel here, you had to book, you had to plan, you had to get everything organized for you to be here at this moment. So you have chosen this reality. But unfortunately, sometimes we don't understand that we are choosing our reality. And how can we choose our reality? Because the laws of the universe is working whether you are using them or not. So, language. If you hear people saying, I'm hoping for a house, or like, I'm not very good at that, or that's automatically, the laws are working. She's not too good at that, so she's not going to be able to do that. She's hoping for this, so she's never going to get it. Even when we're talking to people, I have trained my vocabulary for the last 1.5 years intensely so that I choose my words carefully. Because I know that the moment the words come out of my mouth, it is out there, it's in the quantum field. You can't see it, but if we could see the quantum field, we see words and numbers and everything floating around. It's being sent out, it's shooting out from our energy fields. Okay? So it's very important to work on your thoughts. Because what can we control? Okay? The laws of the universe is working, but what are we able to control? How can we affect our lives? And most importantly, how can we serve other people? Sometimes it's enough to just be the lighthouse, to just be a listener, to just sit down on a bus or a train and someone tells their whole life story and you listen, okay? And you might just comment something positive or something like that can shift their mind into thinking something different. That's already enough. We are here to serve others. We are not here to just serve ourselves. Take care of your body, take care of your mind, take care of your thoughts, but use them in a positive manner so that you are able to affect other people's lives and raise their vibration. Together here, with the people sitting here, we are able to raise the vibrations of millions of people. Meditation and frequencies, when we come together and we have an intention and we have this unconditional love inside us that we want to spread with other people, we can shift other people's lives in an instant. But we don't realize that. So that's why it's so important. And you know what? You might have had like a bit of a challenging day. Difficult doesn't really exist in my vocabulary anymore. It took a long time to wipe it out. You know, on the Mac screen, when you put something in the rubbish can, you drag it down, it goes, and then suddenly it comes up again. You're like, what? And then you drag it down again. You have to keep doing that with words. Challenging is okay. We can't just pretend that everything is going to be fantastic and perfect. We do have challenges and we're going to have obstacles and we're going to have difficult situations that we need to deal with. We can't just live on a cloud and think, oh, if I just think positive, everything is going to be okay. We need difficult situations. We need to use emotional intelligence. We need to tap in to our emotions. Emotion, energy in motion. That's what it is. When you feel something, it's an energetic frequency that comes through. If you feel bliss or joy, you hear something, great news, you got the keys to the car, or you got this opportunity of your lifetime, or someone in your life has like bought you a beautiful trip, or like something is really magical has happened. You feel this, even like breathe in and you feel this energy flow through you. Okay, so it's an emotion and an energy and emotion. That's emotional intelligence. And we can use that. But sometimes it's okay. Feel sadness. I use music a lot. Music therapy. I have a presentation called The Power of a Playlist. What you should do, my little Victoria's Secret for today, is when you're feeling heavy and deep emotions, make different playlists. And make it to your playlist, okay? I've been speaking to a lot of people here, and people like very different types of music and genres. That's amazing. We're all different. I talked to someone here the other day that said, like, progressive rock is my thing. I love progressive rock. Great. Great. If you love progressive rock, make a playlist of 5 to 10 songs. And when your challenges is tumbling down, you just go, right, okay. The moment you switch on a song that has a memory attached to it, that has a positive emotion, you switch that frequency straight away. The same with binaural beats. I also recommend on YouTube, guys, you can download the videos, and there are many sleep meditations and vibrations that are from 7 to 8 hours. Put that on in the background when you're sleeping. Does amazing wonders, because when you're sleeping, you're connecting even deeper to the subconscious level. And your subconscious level is ruling your life. It is ruling your life. So that's why we need to deprogram our subconscious. Okay? So power of a playlist, guys. And you can use them for different emotions. You know, when you're heartbroken, when you've broken up with your lover's broken up with you, you listen to sad songs because you're relating to that frequency. You're listening to Whitney Houston, saving all my love for you. You know, that's what you're feeling. If you're like, oh God, I love him so much. And then a week later, you're over it. You're over it because you knew that it didn't work anyway. So you made that conscious decision. So that's fine. But the power of a playlist is about making your own playlist and using it every day. Even in the morning when you get up, people say, oh, I got up on the wrong side of the bed today. I always say to myself, really, there isn't a wrong side. It's a conscious choice. You have two choices. Say, for instance, you wake up and you've overslept. Okay? This happens all the time to us. You have two choices, right? Your bus or your train, or you need to leave in about 10 minutes. And you were supposed to have 40 to get ready so you could brush your teeth, have a coffee, you know, all of these morning routines, right? You have two choices. One of them, negative vibrations. Oh, I'm going to be late. Oh, this day is just going to be, you know. And then you just start with that vibration and that frequency. And then what happens that day? Everything goes wrong that day. What? You are the one that's created that, okay? You're like, God, this day, the bus isn't coming, or this isn't happening, the email's supposed to come in, and this, you're sending out that frequency and you're creating that reality for yourself. Now, the other choice is, you wake up and you're like, right, I got 10 minutes, but you know what the positive thing is? I had 30 minutes extra sleep, which means I'm even more energized now than I would have been half an hour ago. So guess what? I'm just going to put on a playlist. I'm going to rock it out. I want to rock with you. Whatever you want to listen to, you know, in the morning. If you want to do opera, you can do that. If you want to do whatever song that you love, okay? You put that on and you're like, right, 10 minutes, I'm doing this. I'm going for it. Say a little prayer, like visualize your day. Close your eyes, right? Everything that I'm going to do today, everything's going to be fine. All the people I'm going to meet, everything I need to get done easily, effortlessly. That's it. Then you get up, and guess what happens? Suddenly things fall into place. Oh, we're 10 minutes late, so you have another 15 minutes. Great, you didn't even have to tell them that you were a little late. You know, that happens all the time, right? Okay, that's the two choices of reality that you have when you wake up in the morning. So music is very important. You can use it in all aspects of your life, and I'm sure that all of you are subconsciously already doing this. But when you kind of focus and understand that music is a type of therapy, you can use it even more every single day. And the same with binaural beats, the same with frequencies. So what is happening in the world right now? It's an evolution of consciousness. We are creating a new world. We are creating new habits of thinking. We are creating an understanding that we need to go back to the roots. We need to go back and doing meditations at the cenotes. We need to go back to understanding that we are such a small part of this big universe. And there's so much going on around us that the small things actually don't really matter anymore. We always say that the small things other things that we get caught up in. And you get all agitated, and and when you start thinking about the universe and the evolution and what is going on in the world, it actually doesn't really matter. So I think we need to project ourselves to a bigger space, okay? And at the Vickysoul Academy, I'm so pleased to say that we're going to start running retreats here at Kankaval. I would love for you to sign up to the vickysoulacademy.com. It's free. You can sign up as a tribe member. We have online new moon meditations, full moon meditations. We have a community. We're talking about all the subjects that I'm talking about today. I have 7 beautiful teachers in different parts of the world. We do different weekly classes and monthly classes. And here at Kankabao, we're just going to enhance the magic that already is here. So thank you very much, and welcome to the new world.